The extreme evil chaotic devil laughed as they attacked 10 Absolute City. It was world-shattering and unstoppable. Zhao Shuangquan, Azure Heaven Mystic, Dao Sovereign, and the other mighty figures went to stop him. A figure stood up in 10 Absolute City. His figure was even larger than the entire city. It was the Holy Mother of Order. The Order's sacred light illuminated the murky battlefield. Countless evil devils were reduced to dust, but the ultimate evil chaotic devil and his clone were not affected. The ultimate god of punishment stepped out of 10 Absolute City and looked at the majestic and terrifying demonic shadow in the distance. He sighed and said, "It's really unsettling." A blood-stained and tattered armor was attached to his body. His aura changed, startling the mighty figures. The leader of the divine spirits. The mighty figures were very respectful to the ultimate god of punishment, but they never knew how strong he was. The ultimate god of punishment walked forward. With every step, his figure grew taller and his aura soared. At the same time, another powerful force that froze all forces descended. It landed on the barren land like the descent of the 3,000 Great Tao. The purple pillar of light connected the world and swept away countless evil devils and dust. A divine weapon descended from the sky. Countless gazes landed on him, and the entire 10 Absolute City was excited. Zhao Shuangquan's expression also became subtle. Han Huang, the publicly acknowledged strongest in the chaos. Although Zhao Shuangquan had the right to challenge this title, he was still far inferior to Han Huang in the hearts of all living beings. Han Huang appeared as a primordial fiend celestial in the purple pillar of light. His white hair fluttered and his purple eyes emitted a terrifying cold light. Humph! Han Huang snorted coldly, and a spear appeared in his hand. It was the primordial divine spear. It was surrounded by a long dragon condensed from primordial purple chi and roared continuously. The ultimate evil chaotic devil looked up upon, sensing his power. Primordial fiend celestial. Ha ha ha, I want to see if you, who call yourself the primordial fiend celestial, are qualified. The ultimate evil chaotic devil smiled. Arrogantly, his tone filled with disdain. With that, all the evil devils raised their arms. Boundless negative karma was absorbed, forming a tornado that wreaked havoc in the world. Space was shattered, and evenly Daogong's sword Dao River was scattered. Boom! The 3,000 Great Tao trembled and the entire chaotic space began to collapse. More and more cracks appeared at the edge. Countless evil devils flew out from the cracks, looking sinister and terrifying as they roared. Noisy! Han Huang waved his palm as he advanced. Divine Might Great Heaven Palm. It was invisible and colorless. The billions of evil devils in front of him instantly vanished, including dozens of clones of the ultimate evil chaotic devil. Han Huang appeared in front of the largest evil devil. 2 ultimate origin soul oblivions appeared around his body. As he stabbed with his spear, the great Tao light blade flashed quickly and destroyed all the evil devils in the world. The mighty figures along the way felt danger envelop them, but they couldn't see the speed at which the ultimate origin soul oblivion moved. There's only the 2 of us left. Han Huang stared at the ultimate evil chaotic devil and smiled disdainfully. The ultimate evil chaotic devil did not panic at Han Huang skewered the ultimate evil chaotic devil with his spear. It pulled out a shadow, like the soul body of the ultimate evil chaotic devil was nailed to the primordial divine spear. I'll destroy your future. Han Huang snorted. The primordial divine spear emitted a dazzling purple light and destroyed the ultimate evil chaotic devil. Phantom on the spear shaft. Boom! The ultimate evil chaotic devil suddenly exploded, the terrifying impact tearing everything apart. The array formation protecting 10 Absolute City was instantly destroyed, and everything at the bottom of the chaos was swept away. In the third Dao field, Hanju suddenly felt uneasy. He opened his eyes and saw that the 9 divine stars and Shani were not there. Many disciples gathered outside the Taoist temple. Even the Black Hell Chicken and the chaotic Heavenly Dog were here. They were discussing the Battle of 10 Absolute City. Hanju looked at the bottom of the chaos. It had already turned to ashes. Countless souls wandered around. All living beings below the Freedom Realm were dead. Han Huang, Zhao Shuangquan, the ultimate God of Punishment, the Holy Mother of Order. Li Daokong, the Universe Sage King, and the other mighty figures were still fighting the ultimate evil chaotic devil. Hanju raised his eyebrows. He discovered that the ultimate evil chaotic devil's aura had changed. According to his value, he needed at least 900 trillion years of lifespan. This was no longer something that all living beings in the chaos could resist. Han Huang began to borrow the ultimate origin power. Although Hanju didn't stop him, Han Huang was not a Dao creator after. Aren't the Dao creators going to make a move? Hanju was surprised. These Dao creators were really tolerant. The bottom of the chaos was the closest to the consciousnessless Great Dao world. The chaotic consciousness actually did not react. Perhaps he was hoping that the ultimate evil. Hanju hesitated. Should he make a move? At this rate, Han Huang and the others would not be able to withstand it. Many other disciples were also on the battlefield other than his son. Otherwise, he could have used the invocation Dao to send them all back. Hanju didn't want to stand out easily. At this moment, a black vortex appeared in front of him, causing him to grow silent. At the bottom of the chaos, ruins filled the air and overlapped like mountains. The once bustling 10 Absolute City had already been razed to the ground. Mighty figures were recuperating one after another. The battle in the distance was still ongoing. Zhao Shuangquan and Han Huang joined forces and fought to the death. Zhao Shenyuan looked at the black vortex in front of him in nervous anticipation. Dao Sovereign, Jiang Yi, Han Tuo, Yi Tian, Han Qing'er, Han Yunjin, Han Yu, and the other hidden sect disciples were also waiting expectantly. We can only wait for Master to appear now. Otherwise, we will all die, Dao Sovereign said in a low voice. His aura was weak. Previously, he used the Great Dao Providence Divine Authority, but was still not the ultimate evil chaotic devil's match. He was even defeated very quickly and miserably. Looking around, Han Huang and Zhao Shuangquan were constantly killed and revived. They were not the ultimate evil. Jiang Jueshi's expression was ugly. Run! Where to? We're the strongest force in the chaos. What awaits us is also death even if we manage to escape. We can return to Father's Dao field. What about all living beings? Jiang Jueshi asked. We're all geniuses of the 10 Absolutes and are conferred the title of Great Dao Divine Spirit. All living beings believe in us, but should we abandon them in front of such a calamity? Han Tuo, Yi Tian, Dao Sovereign, Han Yunjin, and the others had ugly expressions. It was fine if Han Qing'er did as she pleased, but they were all responsible. If they really left like this, their Dao hearts would definitely be damaged. Well said. A laugh sounded, startling everyone so much that they turned around and saw a figure walk out of the black vortex. It was Hanju. He activated all his supreme treasures. Divine light flickered, causing everyone to be unable to see his expression. However, everyone felt like crying from joy upon seeing him. An unprecedented sense of security enveloped them. Hanju's appearance excited all the nearby hidden sect disciples. The vast killing intent that enveloped the world seemed to have vanished. The divine light on his body turned into the brightest light in everyone's eyes. It represented hope and victory. Hanju was invincible in the hearts of the personal disciples of the hidden sect. Since ancient times, many seemingly irreversible situations seemed calm in front of Hanju. They no longer doubted him and only looked forward to it. Although you said it well, don't repeat it next time. If you have the ability, rely on your strength to shoulder your responsibilities. Hanju's voice floated over, causing Jiang Jueshe and the others to lower their heads in shame. Han Qing'er snorted. That's right. All of you are not strong enough and are still pretending to be strong. In the end, you still troubled my father. It's better to escape back to the Dao field with me. Facing her mockery, everyone was even more ashamed and did not even dare to reply. Loudon looked at Hanju and sighed. Hanju looked into the distance and locked onto the ultimate evil chaotic devil fighting Zhao Shuangquan and his son. He was indeed very strong. An even stronger power hidden in his body was also constantly being released to increase his aura. You're here. The ultimate god of punishment appeared beside Hanju with a low tone. Hanju didn't look at him and only said softly, "You can rest now." The ultimate god of punishment said, "I suspect that this fellow has already surpassed the great Tao Supreme Realm and reached a higher realm. You have to be careful." Hanju didn't reply. He did not attack immediately. Instead, he wanted to see Han Huang and Zhao Shuangquan's limits. Han Tuo, Han Qing'er, and Han Yunjin hurriedly came over. "Father, hurry up and attack. I can't hold on much longer." "What are you waiting for?" Hanju was unmoved by his children's urging. More and more mighty figures noticed Hanju's appearance. His divine light blocked all prying eyes. Seeing how respectful the ultimate god of punishment was, the older generation could guess Hanju's identity and felt relieved. The new mighty figures were curious. Who was this person? At the same time, in the third Dao field, the progenitor has gone there. Shawnee was excited as if he was the one saving the situation. The 9 divine stars were the same. They were extremely excited. All these years, they had often watched the chaos, and they had experienced the simulation trial, so they had always looked forward to seeing who was stronger between the ancestor and the ultimate evil chaotic devil. Xing Hongxian smiled. That fellow is in trouble. Xian Qingjun, Fairy, Xi Xuan, King Luanier, and Chang Yuer all smiled and nodded. Hanju never fought battles that he had no chance of winning. As long as he was willing to attack, the battle situation would definitely be overwhelming. Han Huang frantically mobilized the ultimate origin power, but it was directly scattered by the ultimate evil chaotic devil every time he wanted to use his mystical power. Damn it! What mystical power is this? Han Huang was so angry that his eyes turned red. He couldn't see the ultimate evil chaotic devil's moves at all. He felt an extremely terrifying invisible force suddenly hit him every time he stood up. He was not the only one. Zhao Shuangquan was also extremely angry. Damn it, is this 9th brother's power? Zhao Shuangquan was furious. Was this still the power given to him? Why was it so difficult to subdue? He couldn't help but guess. Could it be that his ninth brother had a change of heart? The two of them condensed their bodies again and attacked the ultimate evil chaotic devil. The moment they moved, they were dispersed by an invisible force and destroyed in the alternate space. You worms, do you still want to struggle? The voice of the ultimate evil chaotic devil sounded. You don't know the meaning of the chaos at all. Your existence is only an accident. I will devour you and let you return to your original path. However, since you want to struggle, I'll let you feel unprecedented despair. The ultimate evil chaotic devil's laughter echoed at the bottom of the chaos, causing the cultivators recuperating to be both angry and terrified. 10 absolute city had been flattened. Countless living beings had died, and they were all cultivators. They were equivalent to the backbone of the chaos. After this battle, it was unknown how long it would take for the chaos to recover. Hanju watched for a while and walked over. He ascended to the sky step by step as if he was stepping on an invisible staircase. All the nearby mighty figures heaved a sigh of relief upon seeing that he had finally made a move. Huanger, leave. Just as Han Huang was about to continue, Hanju's voice stopped him from flying again. He turned around and was stunned. Father! Chaos for nearly 200 million years, he also understood that his father definitely had his own great Tao world. Zhao Shuangquan also heard Hanju's voice and looked over. He worshipped the divine might heavenly sage the most before recovering his origin memories. Now that he had regained his memories, as the 8th chaos, he was very curious about how strong this junior was. The 9th chaos had instructed him that among the current Tao creators, only Hanju could threaten him. Who are you? The ultimate evil chaotic devil asked in a low voice as he looked at Hanju. Filled with killing intent, his red eyes pierced through the rolling mist and landed on Hanju. The world was murky. Hanju and the ultimate evil chaotic devil's gazes collided. All the living beings looked at Hanju. Evil. The scene seemed to freeze. Hanju's figure was not tall. Compared to the ultimate chaotic devil, he was even more tiny. Hanju ignored the ultimate evil chaotic devil. He was getting closer and closer. The ultimate evil chaotic devil became anxious and uneasy. He suddenly opened his mouth, and violent negative karma swept through the entire bottom of the chaos like a black hurricane. Hanju still advanced. The violent negative karma couldn't even break through his supreme treasure protective shield. The mighty figures healing were not injured either. They were all protected by Hanju's ultimate origin power. This surprised them. Who is he? It looks like the Divine Might Heavenly Sage. Divine Might Heavenly Sage, the legendary mighty figure who established the era of geniuses? So powerful. Why haven't I heard of him? Nonsense. You're so powerful. Do all the mortals know you? Hanju seemed to be walking slowly, but he arrived in front of the ultimate evil chaotic devil in just a few steps. The hurricane formed by negative karma exploded. The ultimate evil chaotic devil took a step back in fear when he saw clearly. With his figure, this step brought him billions of kilometers away. Who are you? The ultimate evil chaotic devil seemed to be. Boom! The mist in the sky was washed away and a black pillar of light descended from the sky, drowning Hanju. Roars of evil devils sounded in the pillar of light and destroyed it. A huge ultimate origin heaven seal appeared and grew larger and larger, occupying the sky at the bottom of the chaos. The ultimate evil chaotic devil had no choice but to look up. This move. Han Huang's eyelids twitched as he thought of the previous simulation. Trial. Zhao Shuangchuan was moved. He was shocked as he looked at the endless ultimate origin. Heaven Seal. The ultimate origin Heaven Seal covered the entire bottom of the chaos the moment it appeared. It was equivalent to the entire chaos. It was enough to shock all the living beings at the bottom of the chaos. From below, the ultimate origin Heaven Seal contained countless obscure patterns. The living beings were actually a little stunned as they looked carefully, as if they saw the various forms of all living beings. Countless images entered their eyes. At the same time, reverence rose from the bottom of their hearts. It was like a mortal facing an immortal. The reverence was indescribable. The ultimate evil fiend fell into an unprecedented panic upon facing the vast and spectacular ultimate origin Heaven Seal. What power is this? The ultimate evil chaotic devil asked with a trembling voice. He already thought that he was invincible, but he felt extremely weak upon facing this power. Hanju's voice sounded, any existence has its meaning, but you have to pay the price if you want to erase other existences. Ultimate evil chaotic devil, leave the chaos. This place doesn't belong to you. His voice was like thunder, and his divine might was vast. His words were like the constitution of the heavens, deciding the ultimate evil chaotic devil's fate. The ultimate origin Heaven Seal suddenly shrank and appeared in front of him before the ultimate evil chaotic devil could react. Boom! The ultimate origin Heaven Seal collided with the ultimate evil chaotic devil and dispersed the evil aura on his body. Countless evil devils rushed out of his body and dissipated into smoke. The ground shook and the sky changed. The ultimate origin Heaven Seal pressed down on the ultimate evil chaotic devil and rushed to the end of the ground, sweeping through the murky world. No! The ultimate evil chaotic devil struggled with all his might, but the ultimate origin Heaven Seal contained an extremely strong suction force, firmly sealing him. He couldn't move, and even his soul could not escape. The holy and domineering ultimate origin Heaven Seal swept over with the ultimate evil chaotic devil, leaving a point of light for all living beings. Under the disbelief of all the mighty figures, the ultimate origin Heaven Seal rushed out of the chaos at an extremely fast speed, pressing the ultimate evil chaotic devil towards the blank domain. Silence! The mighty figures opened their mouths but couldn't say anything. There was only the sound of the thunderous wind. Hanju turned around and glanced at Han Huang. Then, ignoring the disciples, he stepped into the black vortex. The disciples came back to their senses only after the black vortex disappeared. The stronger the ultimate evil chaotic devil appeared, the greater the despair they felt. Now, they were even more shocked. Han Qinger sighed. My father is really powerful. Why do I feel that the ultimate evil chaotic devil is nothing much? She naturally teased to ease the atmosphere. Means that the difference between master and the chaos has already widened. Dao Sovereign recalled the adventures over the years and then thought of Hanju. He was suddenly confused. Not long ago, he was stronger than Hanju. Now, he was left so far behind. Could it be that seclusion was the correct path? Thinking about it carefully, it had been a long time since he had broken through. Even so, was busy looking for opportunities and his Dao heart could not calm down. It was indeed a waste of time. Jiang Juesher smiled. Don't think too much. Master's potential has always been unfathomable. That's definitely not something that can be achieved through bitter cultivation. He reminded them upon seeing the hesitation in the hearts of his outstanding fellow disciples. Jiangjuesher knew his limits. He knew that Hanju's existence didn't make sense. At the same time, the bottom of the chaos cheered. We won. The chaos won. As expected of the divine might heavenly sage. Why can't I remember his figure clearly? It's said that there are some unknown existences in the chaos. Could the divine might heavenly sage be such an existence? The divine might heavenly sage did not make an appearance since the first chaotic assembly. It seems that he really doesn't care about it anymore. I wonder if that ultimate evil chaotic devil. Hanju sat on the lotus throne and looked at the blank domain after returning to the third Dell field. The chaotic consciousness and the immeasurable destruction venerable attacked. They joined forces to send the ultimate evil. These Tao creators did not go back on their word. They knew the situation and would be stupid not to use such a good opportunity. Shawnee and the 9 divine stars entered the temple. They looked at him in admiration. Han Zhongdao suppressed his excitement and asked, Progenitor, how much strength did you use to deal with the ultimate evil chaotic devil? Hanju smiled. Of course, I did my best. Impossible. I think you're very relaxed. Ultimate evil chaotic devil can't withstand a single blow from you. Is he dead? Hanju said, he's not dead. He's just expelled. He's really strong and can't be killed. His body contains a power that can destroy the chaos. It's precisely because of this that we transcendent existences don't dare to rashly attack. Once we're forced to a corner, that power will erupt and the entire chaos will cease to exist. The 9 divine stars looked at each other, feeling even more reverence for the chaos. They originally thought that they could already see through the chaos, but they did not expect there to be many existences they did not know. Han Xianyo said, Progenitor, tell us your story again? We want to know how you became so powerful. The other descendants nodded desperately and stared at him expectantly. Hanju smiled benevolently. Then tell me. The last time I talked about the ancient desolate, I started from the conflict between the ancient desolate and the heavenly Tao. As Hanju talked about the past, the tragedy at the bottom of the chaos began to spread. Too many cultivators had died in this battle. It covered the various factions of the chaos, including the other great Tao world domains. This battle made the mighty figures of the great Tao world realize that they were not strong enough. They didn't have the right to dominate the chaos. The ultimate evil chaotic devil's existence also traumatized them. After all, he did not die, he had only been expelled. Time passed slowly. Hanju became 220 million years old and obtained another creation heaven's chosen attempt. Peace had returned to the chaos after millions of years. However, Hanju's Tao field became lively. Tao Sovereign, Zhao Shenyuan, Jiang Yi, Han Tuo, Han Yunjin, and the other personal disciples and sons arrived. They all wanted to accept Hanju's teachings again, but he was in seclusion. They could only wait in the Tao field. Hanju opened his eyes and didn't go out. Instead, he started to check his emails. Your good friend, the formless transcendent, a deity, was cursed by a mysterious curse. Your good friend Huang Zuntian suffered backlash from a mysterious mighty figure. His soul was damaged. Your disciple Su Qi spread bad luck, causing a world to collapse and reincarnation to be destroyed. Your son Han Huan was attacked by a chaotic evil devil, X89827763. Your good friend, the ultimate god of punishment, was attacked by a mysterious mighty figure. Your good friend, the Holy Mother of Order, received a dream from a transcendent existence. Your good friend Zhao Shuangquan received a dream from your enemy, the ninth chaos. His cultivation has increased. Compared to the past, the frequency of evil devils appearing had greatly decreased. However, the number of transcendent existences had increased greatly. It seemed that the Tao creators had begun to take action. Hanju thought silently as he read the emails. It was unknown what the ninth chaos was thinking after he repelled the ultimate evil chaotic devil. Be it using the ultimate evil chaotic devil to kill the Tao creator or using it to fulfill Zhao Shuangquan's wish, it was very difficult to realize his intention now. Hanju didn't go out and continued his seclusion after reading the emails. The chaos was in the midst of a revival. Evil devils were still wandering around. The various factions were nurturing new core forces. Ancient primordial world. Huang Zuntian curled up in the endless purple qi. His soul was wrapped by chains formed by purple symbols and could not move. A blurry figure appeared in front of him. It was Primordial Origin. Primordial Origin looked at him and asked, "The ultimate evil chaotic devil has been expelled from the chaos. Guess who did it? Han Huang. What else could he do?" Primordial Origin said, "Han Huang's father, the Divine Might Heavenly Sage. The ultimate evil chaotic devil who suppressed the entire chaos was helpless in front of him." Huang Zuntian was silent. Primordial Origin said, "Fortunately, I'm not arrogant. If I go out early, I'm afraid I won't be able to escape death. We should enter seclusion in the ancient primordial world. I'll return your body when we truly surpass the great Tao Supreme Realm." Huang Zuntian smiled. "Are you returning my body or a new one?" "It's the same. You wouldn't be here today if..." "Not for me. You should repay me." "But you're too ambitious. You don't just want..." "I naturally have to create the primordial chaos if I'm the primordial fiend celestial. The prerequisite for creating the primordial chaos is to destroy the chaos, just like how the chaos replaced the primordial chaos. Therefore, on this point, I'm the true primordial fiend celestial, and that Han Huang is only a thief. He doesn't have the primordial fiend celestial's ambitions." Huang Zuntian fell silent again. He knew that he couldn't convince Primordial Origin. This fellow had already lost his mind. However, sometimes, thinking about Primordial Origin's words, they were not unreasonable. If the chaos could replace the primordial chaos, why couldn't the primordial chaos counterattack? Perhaps because he was a chaotic life form, he had an innate sense of distance from the primordial chaos. Primordial Origin vanished, leaving behind a sentence. "The Divine Might Heavenly Sage will be my greatest enemy when I create the primordial chaos. I will use him as my target to cultivate." Huang Zuntian did not reply, but his heart was filled with disdain. "It's impossible for you to catch up to Master no matter how much you cultivate. I have to think of a way. Although I'm suppressed, the nebulous primordial chi here can nourish my soul. Perhaps this is also an..." In the third Tao field, Tao Sovereign, Jiang Yi, Zhao Xianyuan, Han Tuo, Yi Tian, the Black Hell Chicken, Yang Tiandong, Murong Chi, and so on gathered here. Most of the personal disciples of the hidden sect were here. With the agreement of Hanju's clone, the other three divine punishers under Han Tuo also entered the Tao field. They all underwent absolute purification the moment they entered. Body. The third Tao field had never been so lively. Shani and the 9 divine stars also appeared to receive their seniors. The personal disciples didn't dare to underestimate these 10 juniors cultivating beside Hanju. To be chosen by him, they were definitely geniuses among geniuses. Han Tua, why do I feel that their potential is not inferior to ours? Etienne winked and asked. With a smile. Han Tua said disapprovingly, Father had just attained the Tao when he gave birth to me. What cultivation level was he at when he gave birth to Han Yunjin? His potential will naturally only be higher than mine. Most of the descendants of the Han family descended from Han Yunjin. Han Ju had 5 children. Han Tua, Han Huang, Han Qing'er, and Han Ling were all busy cultivating. Only Han Yunjin did not think much of cultivation and helped the Han family expand. This time, Han Yunjin came back to cultivate because he wanted to visit his mother, Li Yao. Han Ju and Li Yao were both ascetics, but they gave birth to a carefree son like him. It was shocking. The personal disciples reminisced about the past. After a long time, Jiang Yi suddenly suggested sparring in the simulation trial. The disciples agreed, so they began to spar in groups. Time passed. Another 10 million years passed. Hanju's creation heavens chosen accumulated 9 more times, but he had no intention of using them. Experience had never fallen behind. Hanju first checked his emails. His circle of friends became much quieter after the personal disciples returned. Hanju stood up and walked out of the Taoist temple after reading the emails. The disciples were all cultivating, and it was the disciples of the second Tao field and the main Tao field could hear it. There were more than 100 million disciples in the 100-peak Immortal River. Everyone in the 100-peak Immortal River seemed to have lost their voices and instantly fell silent. The lecture ended 5,000 years later. Hanju and the women chatted in the Taoist temple to resolve their cultivation problems. They benefited greatly from a few of his words. Xing Hongxian said, Husband, I have been having a dream recently. It keeps repeating. Hanju smiled and asked, What dream? It was strange that they could still dream at their cultivation level. Xing Hongxian hesitated. Tell me, Hanju urged. King Luaniar, Xian Qing Jun, Fairy Xi Xian, Li Yao, Dao Comprehension Sword, and Chang Yuer looked at her in surprise, curious about the dream. Xing Hongxian said, I dreamed of another you repeating your life in the mortal world. Hanju raised his eyebrows and asked, Be more detailed. That's right. I saw a youth born in the mortal world. He's also from the Jade Pure sect and has experienced the same thing as you. He's constantly growing, but I can't see his true appearance. However, his actions are different from yours. Although it's the same experience. Hanju asked in his mind, who was Xing Hongxian dreaming of? Unable to derive this karma. Perhaps there is no such karma. Perhaps the other party hasn't. Ultimate Tao treasure. What the heck? Were there so many ultimate Tao treasures? Hanju said, Show us your dream. Xing Hongxian waved her sleeve and cast a spell. A screen of light appeared in front of everyone and began to show her dream. In the dream, a youth rode his sword forward. In front of him was a peerless demon trampling on a ruined city filled with smoke. The wails and screams of countless people resounded through the sky. The youth wore white clothes. He raised his hand and pointed. It was actually the heaven-earth mystic yellow world-piercing sword finger. Sword chi followed the tip of his finger and shot out. From 10,000 miles away, it pierced through the head of the unparalleled demon, causing blood to splatter through the yellow sky. Hanju had a strange expression. It had to be said that this youth indeed had his taste. Strange, nothing like this is happening in the heavenly Tao. Chang Yuer counted with her fingers. The situation in the heavenly Tao did not match the scene in the dream. There were many jade pure sects in the, but they could not deduce it at all. Fairy Xishan stared at the dream and said, "Perhaps it isn't happening now." The women continued to watch. That was a good idea. Xing Hongshuang's eyes lit up. Huang will marry and have children? Han Huang had a heart of stone. All these years, there had been no woman around him. He seemed to look down on women. Only Han Ju knew that Han Huang felt that he was not from the same race as all living beings, so he didn't marry. It was just like how it was very difficult for a person to marry chickens and dogs. Even if they were all the same after transforming, the pride in Han Huang's bones did not allow him to do that. Perhaps, who can predict marriage? Han Ju smiled and stood up. Then, he left the Taoist temple, leaving the women to discuss curiously. Women were all gossipy. They were all curious about what kind of woman Han Huang would marry. On the other side, Transcendent Domain, Creation Emperor. Court. In the dark hall, faint white flames burned at the edge. Thunderclouds appeared in the sky. Han Huang sat in a mysterious pool. Beside him stood the primordial divine spear. Purple dragons wrapped around it and were nourished by the water. Footsteps sounded and Han Ling, who was wearing a graceful golden dress, walked over. She wore a phoenix crown and a mysterious jade stone hung on her forehead. It emitted a dazzling light and covered her peerless appearance. Behind her long dress floated a row of emperor soldier shadows. They were like guards and were inseparable from her. Han Ling sighed softly. That ultimate evil, chaotic devil is indeed powerful. Even if 10 of me help you, I'm not his match. It's mainly the difference in cultivation realm. But how long has it been since the ultimate evil chaotic devil's birth? His background shouldn't be that simple. Even father can only expel him. No matter what his background is, he's still stronger than us. This is the truth. We have to work hard to surpass him. Han Huang spoke firmly. Han Ling could only sigh again. Han Ling turned around and left, leaving behind a sentence. Second brother, your focus. Han Huang opened his eyes and looked at her back, frowning. He did not refute but fell into deep thought. Chaos, 9 extremes orthodoxy. Zhao Chuan, the 9-headed divine spirit, and Yu Yuan meditated facing each other. Yu Yuan saw Zhao Chuan's ugly expression and asked, Tao Lord, what do you want to say? Yuan's true identity. He was the successor of the first chaos and would be possessed by the first chaos sooner or later. However, he had to hide this truth. For this, he nurtured Yu Yuan vigorously and let him receive treatment that far exceeded what he had received in the Creation Emperor Court. The 9 extremes orthodoxy lacks top mighty figures the most. I remember an existence who was the previous leader of the divine spirits. His name is the primordial ancestor god, and he has strength that's not inferior to the ultimate evil chaotic devil. The 9-headed divine spirit smiled leisurely. Zhao Shuangchuan raised his eyebrows. Where is he? He was cursed by the dark forbidden lord, and only has a wisp of his will left. He's still in the blank domain. I'll think of a way to revive him. He was once my right-hand man and will listen to me. Oh? You were so powerful in the past? Cough cough, I once controlled the chaos. Then why are you in such a situation? Zhao Shuangchuan and Yu Yuan looked at the 9-headed divine spirit in confusion. The 9-headed divine spirit was embarrassed and did not answer. Zhao Shuangchuan narrowed his eyes and asked, Who is it? The 9-headed divine spirit said, Divine might. However, This is in the past. I was careless back then. Zhao Shuangquan did not ask further. After seeing the scene of the divine might heavenly sage suppressing the ultimate evil chaotic devil, he knew that the nine-headed divine spirit's defeat was not in vain. Yu Yuan did not interrupt. It was unknown what he was thinking. One is not enough. What I want is strength. The nine-headed divine spirit looked bitter. Brat, do you really think there are many existences like the primordial ancestor god? If not for the divine might heavenly sage's appearance, the primordial ancestor god would be considered an invincible existence in the chaos. Even curse the primordial ancestor god to death? Yu Yuan asked. The nine-headed divine spirit rolled his eyes. How mysterious is the dark forbidden lord. Even divine might was cursed by him. You want to subdue him? Yu Yuan said, the dark forbidden lord doesn't dare to show himself. He must be afraid. He might be more confident if we join forces with him. That's easy to say. How can we rope him in? The nine extremes orthodoxy can directly believe in the dark forbidden lord and wait for him to take the initiative to contact us. We can also recruit the dark forbidden lord's believers. As for the negative effects, we can fabricate his legend and beautify him. There aren't many people who truly hate the dark forbidden lord in this era. Zhao Shuangquan's eyes light up.